Hey guys, so I had a couple people request me to do an eye look with our second palette, so that's what I'll be doing today. So this is our second palette. It's gorgeous. I'm really thinking this is my favorite one so far, just because it's so versatile. I mean, you have a black shade, and it goes all the way to like this gray one, and then you have this pretty like highlight color, and then you also have these two like brown shades, and the sparkly one is like my favorite ever. So you can really do so many looks with this. I mean, you could do like a natural daytime look, and you can even do like a nighttime look with this. So it's just perfect. So that's what I'll be using today. So I'm already done my face, so I'm using our BB cream in Honey. And so I've already put on some bronzer. I haven't done blush. I don't know why. I just didn't feel like doing blush today. So let's get into it. So the first thing that you do when you're doing your eye look is you always, always, always want to use eye primer. I really can't stress enough. It's so important. It helps it helps it stay all day. It helps your eyeshadows to be more pigmented, and it helps it to last longer. If you're one of those girls that has a problem with your eyeshadow creasing throughout the day, you need to use it. Like, I'm not even joking with you. I used to just use like whatever's left on my brush or my sponge from my foundation, and I thought it was okay, but it still ended up creasing. So always, always, always use an eye primer. Can't even stress it enough. So what I start out with is I always start out with my eyebrows. So if you're one of those girls that you don't do your eyebrows, you need to start. It's so important. So I've already filled in this one. If you can tell the difference, it's a big difference. It fills it in. It makes your brows not look so sparse. Um, I feel like it pulls the whole look together when you have your eyebrows done. I didn't used to do my eyebrows, and then I started selling Younique, and I was like, I should try it. It's important. They're not joking. When they tell you you need it, you need it. They ain't lying to you. So I've already done this one, so I'm going to show you how I usually do my eyebrows. So if you see me looking over here, it's because my mirror's over here. Don't judge. So I always just do, you want to shape it out first. I don't know why, but I just forgot. So we have a little spoolie at the end. It's perfect for getting your brows in the exact place that you want them to. And then the other end is like the little pencil. So it's like a micro pencil, so it's perfect for getting in, for it looking like your actual brow hairs too. So I just do it in short strokes, and I carve out the bottom part all the way down. And then I do the same at the top just so I can get what I want it to look like. And if you can see, I don't really have much of an arch on my own, but I draw one in with my pencil. And then I just take short strokes and I fill it in. And then towards your the bridge of your nose, you want to take it lightly with a light hand. You don't want to do this too heavy because that's when it starts to look unnatural. You really just want to fill it in just a little bit to where it looks like your natural brow hair. And so okay, so that was our brow liner in the color medium. Yeah, it's the color medium. And then I'm going to be taking our brow gel, also in the color medium. So here's the thing. So brow gel will keep your brows in place all day. It's also colored to where you could use it on your own if you want to, if you're just running out of the house. And the best way to apply this is if you just wanted to sit to keep your brows in place all day, you just swipe it on. If you're wanting to use it alone just to get a little color, I'll show you how to do it. So it's so easy. So normally, if you're just wanting to set all day, you'll just brush them in place, right? Now, if you're wanting some color, what you'll do is you want to take it in and go against the normal line of your hair. And what that does is that really deposits the color. And then you'll just take it back over and smooth it back into place. So as you can tell, it made it a little bit darker. So I'm going to do it with the other side. And my brows are done. So I really just think it brings your whole face together, really. So now that the brows are done, if you can see, so we're going to move on to the eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with this. Well, if you can see it, it's this. Can't really tell the color from here. It's like a very gray toned brown. It's so pretty. So you're just gonna take a small fluffy brush like this. And you want to start in your crease. If you don't have a crease, this is where you can create one. So basically you start right here and work it in circular motions. And then when you don't think you have a whole lot of product left on your brush, you want to sweep it towards the inner corner. And just blend and blend and blend and blend. So it gives you a little bit of definition, and then we're going to just do the same on the other eye. And then, so when you're wanting to go, I'm going to do more of like a daytime look. It's still going to be pretty dramatic for a daytime look. But basically, when you want to do somewhat of a smoky eye, you don't want to just put one dark color straight on your eyelid. You want to build it up. So that's why we did the light brown first, and then we're going to do the dark brown. So I'm going to go ahead and take that light brown that we just used, and we're going to put it on our lower lash line. The lower lash line is something people are scared to use. Don't be scared. Okay, so as long as you blend it out, there's not really anything you could do wrong. So I just take a little bit on the tip of my brush, and we're going to focus it on the outer corner of the lower lash line and just blend it in. We're just going to bring it up to where we just blended it in. It really just brings your whole look together, really. So we want to do the same thing again. Blend it on this side and then bring it up. Okay, so now we're going to take it's a darker brown in the palette. It's called Cocky. It's like a deep mocha. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to take some on my fluffy brush, and we're going to do the same thing. You want to make sure there's no harsh lines when you're doing this. It's okay if it's a little messy towards the middle of your eyelid, because we're going to take care of that in just a second. So you just really want to make sure that it's more blended towards the top, towards your brow bone. And then we're going to take just a tiny bit of that, and we're going to do it on our lower lash line. When I say tiny, I mean tiny, like you want to barely touch it. All right, and we're going to move to the next eye. Stuff is so pigmented. So pretty. And then if you feel like you just have too much on your brush, I'd just like to tap it and get the excess off. So by layering the colors, we're getting more of like a dimensional look. So that way you don't end up with like raccoon eyes when you have such dark shadows on your eyes. You want to have more dimension to your eyes, not just like a bunch of darkness. So we got the first layer on. I don't know if you could see it. So the next thing we're going to do is, since I'm keeping this more of a daytime look, I'm just going to leave the outer corner like that. If you're wanting to bring this to nighttime, you basically just do the same thing, but add in our darkest shadow over here. It's like a matte black. It's called Peppy. You would just add it in just like we did the other two shades. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the base of our lid. This is so simple. I literally do this look every single day. So basically this shimmery color, Blissful, is what we're going to be using for the center of our eyelids. So you just want to take any type of flat shader brush that you have, and you want to spray it off with our rose water. Using the rose water actually helps the pigment be more pigmented. And so if you look at it, let me see if I can do a swatch on my hand. So if you just like swatch it like by itself, it's so pretty. And then I'll do it on the back of my hand. It's just, let me see if I can get a better swatch of it. It's still really pretty, it's just not as pigmented. So when you do it with the rose water and you like just tap it on, I still don't know if you'll be able to pick this out. The lighting in here is not the best. It's just, yeah, it's just more pigmented. That's the one I use with the rose water. This is the one I just used with just my finger. You can really just see it when you put it on the lid, really. But anyway, so I'm just going to spritz a little bit more rose water on my brush. And I'm going to dip it in the Blissful color. And you just want to tap it on the center of your lid. Just be careful because you definitely don't want to get it on top of, you don't want to get it on the crease that we just got into. What you want to do next is you just want to tap it on there. Just want to tap it on there like you normally would, see in the center. Do you see how pigmented that is? When you use the rose water, it's like literally straight. It's so pretty. It's like glitter on your eyes. So I'm just going to spray it off one more time just to make sure I get the best pigment I can. And then I'm going to take the same thing and we're just going to work on the other eye. So you want to make sure not to get it in your crease. You want to keep it pretty low on your lid. That's how you can get away with these looks. You keep it low on your lid so that way it's not like all over your face. So you can see, I'm just going to do one quick swipe of that again on each eyelid, just in the center. And it's still wet, so you want to give it just a minute or two. Not even that long, just a minute to set, so that way it's so that way we can blend it out a little bit more. Because if you can see, there's a harsh line from where we put that glittery pigmented color. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to take this shade called Romantic, and we're going to take a little bit of it on our brush and we're going to put it towards the brow bone. Basically what this does is it just highlights it. If you can see, it kind of just like brings your brow bone forward. I don't know if you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of lid space, this is what you need to do. So basically I just do that. Now this look doesn't require eyeliner. I don't actually wear a whole lot of eyeliner on my actual lid. What I like to do is I like to tightline with our black eyeliner. This is the Moodstruck Precision Pencil in Perfect. It's just a nice and pretty black. I'll swatch it for you. It's so pigmented. Just one swipe. Do you see that? It's one swipe. It's so pretty. So I like to tightline my eyes. This is kind of creepy to watch other people do it, but this is kind of how I do it. So you do not ever want to pull on your eyelid because that's how you create tension and it actually gives you premature wrinkles. So do not ever pull on your eyelid. Basically the trick to it is you just want to get it right in your waterline. I mean, definitely don't touch your eye, but get it right in your waterline. And so you see how pigmented that is? So basically, if you close your eyes, it'll actually transfer to your top lid for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I just do another coat on the bottom. And then I'll do the next eye. And then usually for extra measure, I just take it on the outer corners of my eye at the top. Just tightline it. So if you can see, it defines your eyes, but it actually doesn't make it look any heavier like with a bunch of makeup on. It kind of just looks like you're wearing eyeshadow. So since this is our eyeshadow has dried by now, I'm just going to take the same fluffy brush that we used earlier, and I'm just going to blend out that the line of the base color that we put in the middle of our lid. I'm just going to blend it out. So if you can see the difference, it's just not as harsh of a line. And do the other with the other side. And then if you feel like it, you can go in again with the crease color that we did. But if you're doing this, if I were doing this for daytime, I would just leave it how it is. So the next thing we want to do is mascara. So I always use our fiberlash mascara. And the way that this can be used is perfect because if you have like a mascara that's like your favorite holy grail, you never want to not use this mascara. You can use this with that mascara if you want to. That's the good thing. So you get the best of both worlds. So you really like this one and you really like your other one, so you can use both. Usually if I were doing that, I would just put my other one on as a base coat, just one coat on my lower lash line. And then what I would do is I would just go ahead and do this one. So I don't have my other mascara with me, so I'm just going to use these by itself. So these are perfectly fine on themselves. The trick to what I do with these is I keep them both open because you do not want it to dry between you putting on your the transplanting gel and then the fibers. You don't want it to dry. So basically it comes out like a wand. So you just put it on like you would normal mascara. It's black, so if you like miss a spot, you're not gonna have like bare lashes. And then you want to use the fibers. So for the first coat, I just like to focus at the bottom from the bottom to the top, just so that way I can get them nice and full. And then I'm going to let that eye dry and I'm going to move on to the other eye and do the same process. Now for the second coat, what I like to do is I like to focus it on the ends to give me some more length. Sometimes the fibers like fall on your face, but the good news is that those aren't actually coated with anything, so they're not going to stain the makeup that you already have on. And so for the next one, I'm just going to, you want to brush on your transplanting gel over everything that you just put on your lashes, so that way they stay in place. And this next one, I'm just focusing out on the top or the tips of my lashes just to give it some more length. And I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Now, for those of you that have like sensitive eyes, I do too. This doesn't bother it at all. My eyes like water more in the winter. I don't really know why, because I don't really feel like that's don't feel like that's allergy season, but they do. I don't know why. But they water more in the winter, and I don't ever have a problem with this like running or irritating my eyes. So now that I don't know which one I just did, but anyway, I'm just going to put this back on. The same thing I did earlier, just put it all over my lashes. And you can build this up. So you can do like 1 coat, 2 coats, 3, 10, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to do this on the tops again one more time. And the same thing with the other eye. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, the eyeliner that I use really lasts in your waterline for like ever. Like I mentioned, I have really watery eyes. And I mean, I'm not going to say it lasts all day because I mean, your eyes are watering. It's going to budge at least a little bit. But I mean, it lasts the longest that I've ever used. I don't really have a whole lot of problem with like watery eyes in the summer or like even around allergy seasons. I have no idea why. But it really does last for like ever. I haven't found the need to touch it up during the day. Does anyone else make that face when they're doing their mascara? I think it's just inevitable. Why do we make that face? That's the real question. Actually, I figured it out. I think it's because I have such, I don't know if you can tell, but I got some, my cheeks are kind of, I don't want to call them large, but you know what I mean. But I feel like if we don't like pull our cheeks down, I think we're scared it's going to get on our cheeks. Whatever. I feel like that's a little irrational, but you know, it happens. So what I do now is it's kind of normal for you to have a little bit of fallout. So I just take a clean, fluffy brush, clean, you don't want any shadow or anything on it, and I just sweep it underneath it and on the top of my lids just in case I got anything there. The fallout is from the transplanting gel when you first put it on because when you don't, if you put this on in the wrong order, you're going to have fallout all over your face. You want to make sure you put this on correctly. Transplanting gel, fibers, gel. Gel, fibers, gel. That's how you always want to do it. If you start out, you want to always start out with the gel and end with the gel. So basically, if you put too much fibers on, that's when you kind of get a little bit of fallout while you're applying it. So that's why I usually sweep them off. But during the day, I don't ever have a problem with having like fibers or blackness all over my face. So this is the finished eye look. So let me know in the comments if there's like a certain eye look that you want me to try to make or if there are some pigments that you really want me to try out. I don't have them all yet, but that is something that I really want to do. So give me some motivation. Tell me some colors you really want me to use. Maybe give me some inspiration for some looks that you really want me to do. Is there a certain color in the eyeshadow palette that you really want to see on my eyes before you purchase it? Whatever. Just leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. All right, guys? So I love you. Thank you.